Hi there. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a question for you. Is being calm the same as being indifferent or being heartless? When you are unnaturally calm in the middle of a chaotic situation, instead of running helter-skelter, does it mean you don't care? Does it mean you are indifferent? What if it's actually a sign of spiritual maturity? I want us to look at some examples from the Bible. The first example is the story of Jesus and his friend Lazarus. So when Jesus was told, Jesus, Master, your friend is sick and is about to die. Come quickly. What did he do? He said, okay, I'll be there. But then he stayed back a bit more for some extra days before he started setting out to go heal his friend. Anyone looking from the outside in would have thought, oh my God, this guy doesn't care about his friend. Because if he truly did, he should have gotten up immediately and started running to go help his friend out, right? But Jesus was just unnaturally calm in that situation. If he was heartless, if he didn't care, when he got to the grave, he wouldn't have wept, right? Because Jesus wept. This was in John chapter 11, right? He wept at the grave, and then he was able to make a resurrection happen. So he cared, but him staying back wasn't a sign of indifference. It wasn't a sign of heartlessness. It was a sign that he knew something that others did not know. It was a sign of superior spiritual intelligence. Let me give you another example. In the book of Mark chapter 4, when Jesus and his disciples were heading to the Gadarenes, Jesus was sleeping in the boat, and then there was this terrible storm. The disciples were panicking, they were running helter-skelter, they were fearful. And when they saw that Jesus was sleeping, what did they say? Don't you care that we die here? Are you so heartless, basically? But does it mean that Jesus didn't care just because he was sleeping? Not really. It actually meant that he knew what the disciples didn't know. He had nothing to fear, nothing to run helter-skelter for. He had a superior knowledge, and he was able to demonstrate that knowledge to them when he said, waves, be still, storm, be quiet, peace, be still, right? So when Jesus said, peace, be still, he was able to demonstrate that superior spiritual knowledge. So what do these stories say about being calm versus being fidgety and running helter-skelter? It means that you can care and still be calm. It means that you can be compassionate but still not run helter-skelter. But you can only do this when you have or when you possess superior spiritual knowledge. When you know what the ordinary human being does not know. When you know what God is saying about the situation. When you know what the heavenly protocol is concerning the situation. When you know what is in the future, you have no reason to fear the present. So in that situation, that crisis situation that you are facing currently, what is the superior knowledge that you possess? What does the word of God say about the future concerning that situation? What does the word of God say about you concerning that situation or in that situation? What does God say? What is God's perspective concerning what is happening right now? When you're standing on the ground, looking at a house, maybe a 2-story house, it looks really big compared to you, right? But when you're flying in a plane and you're looking down at the same house, it looks really tiny, like a speck of dust. So this is the power of perspective. When you are seeing things from a higher perspective, you are less fearful about that situation. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you are running helter-skelter, where you are fidgeting, where you are panicking, where you are fearful or anxious, take a pause and ask yourself this question. What perspective am I looking through right now? Am I on the ground perspective or am I in the plane perspective right now? And if you figure out that you're on the ground, it's time to move to a higher ground. Time to seek superior spiritual knowledge, how God sees that situation, so that you are not easily moved, just like Jesus Christ was not easily moved by things that were happening around him. I hope this blessed you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But before then, be sure to like this one, share with somebody that needs to hear it, and subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.